Imagine going to a hospital today for an operation. Your anesthesiologist will numb your muscles in order for your surgeon to operate on you. Wouldn't you want a device to exist that will accurately monitor your muscle numbness throughout the operation? Well, this is what this train of form monitoring device does. My name is Anastasia Karapanagou, and during this presentation I will talk to you about the need for this device, the prototype that my group and I have created, and our future directions. So let's go back to your imaginary day at the hospital. During your operation, your anesthesiologist would administer to you what are called neuromuscular blocking agents to temporarily paralyze you. To monitor the level of muscle numbness, which is called neuromuscular blockade, the train of form monitoring technique is used. This is a standard technique used widely in hospitals. Train of form monitoring involves the use of a peripheral nerve stimulator which provides a train of four electrical impulses to the ulnar nerve of the arm. This is done via two electrodes that are placed in the arm, as shown in the picture. The impulses make the thumb twitch. So let's look at the measuring response. The response of the associated muscle to the stimulus is measured in two ways: through the train of four count, which is a discrete quantity of twitches, for example 2 twitches, and using the train of four ratio, the ratio of the amplitude of the last twitch to that of the first, for example 80%. As we can see in the picture, a normal response to the electrical impulses is 4 twitches of the same magnitude. This would give a train of four count of 4 and a train of four ratio of 100%. Typically, we expect a diminished overall magnitude of the twitches when a patient is under neuromuscular blockade, and for all of the twitches to have different magnitudes. It is important to know the ratio, also called fade, in order to extubate the patient safely. A 70 to 9% ratio is needed for safely reversing the patient from neuromuscular blockade. So why is this monitoring device needed? We conducted an interview with 5 stakeholders, which were all anesthesiologists. They told us that prolonged neuromuscular blockade can lead to postoperative complications. Of the stakeholders, 60% believed that the effectiveness of train of four testing is limited by a lack of quantifiable devices. A series of subjective measurement techniques is used instead. From the devices that are currently in the market, a lot of them are limited by a dependence on the mobility of the thumb, a high cost, and they're often bulky and hard to use. So, based on these limitations and the information that we got from our interviews, we designed a new device and created our own prototype. You can see the final prototype in this picture. The device involves the use of a peripheral nerve stimulator, same as the standard technique. The electrical impulses make the thumb twitch. A pressure balloon is mounted at the thumb. When the thumb twitches, it applies pressure in the balloon. The difference in pressure inside the balloon is transmitted through our pressure transducer to our computer. Then our MATLAB code gives us a train of four count and a train of four ratio. Here is a diagram that makes the device easier to understand. We tested the device with 25 university students. We aimed for 3 trials per person. Even though we fell short on that, twitches that we discuss shortly, we got 66 samples. You can see a sample graph on this picture. There are 4 twitches because the university student was conscious, and a fade ratio of 99.77%, which is very close to 100%. On the right, you can see all of our sample data. We got a mean of 106.24%, which is very close to 100%, and a standard deviation of 14.62%. This is a high standard deviation. We believe that this is because we had a 12 Hz sampling rate, when most medical devices have around 200 Hz sampling rate. Another limitation is that the device, as mentioned before, did not record all of the twitches, because it did not record the twitch hitting the balloon sideways. Depending on the individual, the twitch could be in a straight up and down motion or sideways. We're currently working on modifications to account for these limitations. We also had an additional 17 stakeholder interviews, through which we confirmed the need for the device. Anesthesiologists said that humans are not reliable to tell the train of four count and the train of four ratio on their own, and they would prefer using a quantifiable device. Our next goals also include to test the device with anesthetized patients. So let's revisit your day at the hospital. We hope that in the future your physician won't have to rely on sight or touch, and we hope to in this way advance the way that we monitor a neuromuscular blockade. Thank you.